like I don't know much about Judaism in general.
Okay.
So I was looking into like becoming more religious,
Okay.
and I just wanted to understand as a Jew, why do I need Christianity? Why do I need the New Testament?
Because if you believe the Old Testament prophesied the Messiah, then there is no Judaism without belief in Messiah. In fact, one of the 13 articles of faith by Moses Maimonides is that you must affirm the Messiah. So Christianity says your Messiah came. So if he has come and you reject him, then you're rejecting God.
And how do I know Jesus is the Messiah?
Well, that's what you have to examine, right?
Yeah.
So you have to examine the claims of Jesus and his followers, see if they're anchored in the Old Testament, and the interpretation of the Old Testament is correct.
But like from what I understand, it's only like shown in Isaiah. Like
It's only in Isaiah? No, it's not. Even the rabbis point to many passages in the Hebrew scriptures. Rabbis who are not Christians say this is messianic. For example, Daniel 7:13 and 14, where the prophet Daniel has a vision of the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven. You have in the Talmud and Rashi himself saying this is King Messiah. And that's a passage that Jesus himself quoted in reference to himself. So a lot of the prophecies found in the New Testament where they say this passage is about Messiah, Psalm 2:7, Daniel 7:13, 14, Daniel 9, even the rabbis agree it's Messiah, though they reject Jesus.
okay, so it's just not Jesus, but
Yeah, they'll say it's Messiah, but they don't believe it's Jesus. But that's the dilemma for them. For example, Daniel 9, Rashi himself says that the timetable given in Daniel 9, Daniel 2, shows that the Messianic kingdom had to be established during the time when Titus, who is the general of the Roman armies, who came and destroyed the Second Temple. In 66 to 73 AD, you had what's called the Jewish War, when the Jews opposed the Roman occupation, and then the emperor sent an army headed by Titus to then bank Jerusalem, locking the Jews in Jerusalem, causing a great famine, where even an historian said the women started eating their children because of the famine. Then they came in, destroyed the temple, burned it down. Rashi says that according to Daniel, it was during that time that the Messianic kingdom had to be established. So he admits that Daniel's timetable says Messiah was to show up and establish the kingdom during that time. Where is the Messiah? I'm going to show you.
After the Bar Kokhba revolt?
No, that's in the 2nd century. You're talking about in the 130s. I'm talking about 66 to 73 AD. Rashi says the Messianic kingdom was supposed to be established at that time. So where's the Messiah? Because he's saying that's the timetable given by Daniel. Here, show it to you. So where is he?
I don't know.
Exactly, because when the Jews rejected Jesus, not all of them. The first believers were Jews. They were not Gentiles. When they rejected Jesus, they didn't know what to do with the prophecy, so they had to reinterpret them. Here it is. Let me show it to you. Here it is. Okay, all right, I'm going to show it to you on the screen. I just put it in private chat. Here it is. And here, my article, but then I'm going to go online and show you. Watch here. So what does he say? Here he's talking about Daniel 9, 24 to 27. 70 weeks decreed. He says, here, this is him. It says, so that Israel should receive their retribution, the exile of Titus and subjugation. So he's saying, when Titus destroyed Jerusalem, this is when Israel will receive their retribution. All right. Now, so you can see that I'm not making up. He says that the anointed one, because in Daniel 9 talks about Mashiach Nagid, the anointed one, the ruler, would be cut off. He says it was Agrippa who was killed in around 40 AD, 10 years after Jesus. But why Agrippa? Why did he say it's him? Why didn't he say it's Jesus? And he says Titus and his armies would come and destroy the temple. But then he says, and his end will come about by inundation, and his end will be damnation and destruction, for he will inundate the power of his kingdom through the Messiah. So he's saying that during this time, you would have the Messianic era, the Messianic kingdom. And he's placing it in that period of time when Jesus walked, was killed, was buried, and his followers claim that he rose from the dead and ascended to heaven, but then he doesn't admit it's Jesus. Let me get you the link.
So who is it if it's not Jesus?
That's what you got to tell them. But that's why so many Jews end up becoming followers of Jesus, because these are prophecies. So you got to tell Tovia, saying, hey, Tovia, where's the Messiah? What do you mean? Rashi says, according to Daniel 9 timetable, the Messianic kingdom had to have started at that era. An anointed one, a ruler, anointed Messianic figure would be cut off. Why didn't I link to Chabad.org? Am I stupid? Hold on. I'm supposed to link to it in my article, but I'll show it to you online.
Thank you.
Sometimes I'm stupid. I think I linked to stuff and I don't, so I got to go update my article. What the hell? Anyway, let me go here. Chabad.org.
So,
Here it is. Chabad, I'll get you the link. See how stupid I am, man? All right. Text writings. Sorry, that happens. All right, so these are some of the many prophecies that Christians point to in the Hebrew scriptures, and even the rabbis admit. Here it is, Chabad.org. This is their Bible translation with Rashi commentary. I'm going to put it in here. You see the private chat?
Yeah.
I just sent you the link in for everyone else. All right. So Messiah was supposed to show up at that time. Okay, where is he? Well, if you reject Jesus, Daniel's a false prophet, because his prophecy says Messianic kingdom Messiah would start at that time. Well, Jesus came and went. The temple was destroyed. The Jews say, well, he's not the Messiah. So is Daniel a false prophet? Obviously not. So here, let me now show it to you. We're going to go here. We go to Ketuvim. We go to Daniel. All right. Now we go to Daniel 9. Boom. We click here. Okay. Then we show, and then we put word Messiah. Here it is. To terminate to the transgression and to end sin, so that Israel should receive their complete retribution and exile of Titus and his subjugation, in order that their transgression should terminate, their sin should end, and their iniquity should be expiated, in order to bring upon them eternal righteousness, to anoint upon them the Holy of Holies, the ark, the altars, the holy vessels, which they will bring to them through the King Messiah. So this is all going to happen through the King Messiah when Titus comes to destroy the temple in Jerusalem, 70 AD. Well, 70 AD came and went. Where's the Messiah?
So, like, what's the objection? Like, what's the Jewish objection?
I don't know why they rejected Jesus. Why did they continue to do so? Here. And his end will come about by inundation, and his end will be damnation and destruction, for he'll inundate the power of his kingdom through the Messiah. And it's all talking about Jerusalem and temple being destroyed in 70 AD. And it says this happens through the Messiah. What Messiah? You don't believe Jesus is the Messiah. So where is he? Now watch. And until destruction and extermination befall the dumb one, and the ruling of the abomination will endure until the day the destruction and extermination decreed upon it will befall in the days of the King Messiah. Okay, well, 70 AD came and went, buddy. Where is the Messiah? I don't know what to tell you.
All right. So, and what about like all the tradition, like Jewish tradition about like the Messiah bringing like world peace and stuff? Is that not biblical? Yeah. Or?
Well, that's the thing. They don't tell you that the Hebrew Bible mentions a Messiah that will be killed and be resurrected, and then the Messiah who comes to resurrect him. Are you aware in the Babylonian Talmud they have two Messiahs?
They have what?
Two Messiahs?
Yeah, I know about that tradition, yeah.
Okay, so you're aware of Mashiach ben Yosef?
Mashiach ben David. Yeah.
So Mashiach ben Yosef is killed, right?
Excuse me?
Mashiach ben Yosef is killed, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, two Messiahs, Mashiach ben Yosef, who will be killed in battle, and Mashiach ben David, who will resurrect him.
Okay.
That's in the Talmud. But wait, where did they get a Messiah, son of Joseph, who will be killed? Because I thought the Christians are lying when they say the Messiah must be killed. But in the Talmud it says, Messiah, son of Joseph, will be killed according to Zechariah 12:10. Here, let me show you.
Somebody's laughing at me that I don't know Judaism and I'm a Jew.
Who cares, man? Don't ignore them, dude. Whoever says that, I'll block them. You think they're Christians who know their Bible, guys? Do you think they're Christians that know their Bible? Why would you laugh that Jews don't know their own tradition? He just told you he's a secular Jew. Come on, Odd. Did you know your faith before you came here? My goodness. Sorry about that. So some people are too anxious. But anyway, I'm going to show it to you. Hold on one second. Well, here. See, this guy distracted me. I was focused on you. Odd, keep bothering people, huh? Zechariah. Let's see, 12:10. Watch here. 12:10. You ready? Now, even though I don't agree with the way he translates the Hebrew, but that's okay. Zechariah 12:10. If you read Hebrew, you're going to see it says, they shall look on me whom they pierced. Not they shall look on me about the ones who were slain. But here, Zechariah 12:10. And I will pour it upon the house of David, upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem, a spirit of grace and supplications. They shall look to me because of those who have been thrust through. There's no plural. If you read the Hebrew, I don't know if you can, it says, Ille. They shall look. Can you?
Yeah, can you show me the Hebrew?
Okay, read it for me. Right there.
ושפכתי על בית דוד
Slowly, little loudly.
ושפכתי על בית דוד ועל יושב ירושלים רוח חן ותחנונים והביטו אליי.
אליי, okay.
אליי את אשר דקרו וספדו עליו.
את אשר what?
אשר דקרו וספדו עליו.
Okay, את אשר דקרו. אליי את אשר דקרו. Translate that.
אשר דקרו stabbed or pierced.
Who?
They.
They stabbed and pierced. Who?
Yeah. I don't know. יושב ירושלים.
Reread it again. They shall look on me, Eli,
Yeah,
whom they pierced. They pierced who? Eli. That Ashir is the object marker, meaning the ones who pierced me. Read it carefully. Eli et Ashir.
But alav means on him.
Yes. No, that's now the next line. And they will mourn for him.
Oh, alav.
But it's still singular.
Oh, yeah.
It's still singular. It's not them.
Yeah, it's singular.
But why did they translate it as plural? Here, look at the English. And they shall look to me because of those who've been thrust through.
No, it's singular.
You got it. So that means you just admit, here are the rabbis or the Jews that mistranslated the Hebrew. Why did they do that? They accuse us of mistranslating? Right? Now here, who is it though? Who was the one that they killed? Here you go. Rashi, right here. As one mourns over an only son, as a man mourns over his only son, and our sages expounded this in Tractate Sukkah, Talmud 15, as referring to the Messiah, son of Joseph, who was slain. So rabbinic Judaism admits the Messiah will be killed?
But I thought Jesus is son of, like, he's Mashiach ben David.
No, I mean, I'm not telling you the rabbis are right, because where does it say this Messiah is the son of Joseph? What I'm trying to show you is the rabbis admit there's a Messiah who will be killed. Here, read it in Hebrew. Read it for us.
כמספד על היחיד, כאשר יספוד איש על בן יחדיו, ורבותינו תרשוהב על משיח בן יוסף שנהרג. נהרג means killed, to be killed.
Who's going to be killed?
The Messiah.
But I thought the rabbis say we Christians are lying that in the Hebrew Bible, Messiah is killed.
Oh no, Chabad says that he will be killed.
And Chabad is not quoting Chabad, it's quoting Rashi. This is Rashi's commentary. And Rashi said this is what our sages taught.
Okay.
So my question to the Jews is, why do you accuse Christians of butchering the Old Testament, misquoting it, that there's nowhere in the Hebrew Bible that Messiah will be killed? Your rabbis say Messiah will be killed. Zechariah 12:10, which is what we quote. John quotes this about Jesus being killed on the cross. Come on. Here, let me show you. You see the Zechariah 12:10? You just read that the rabbis admit this is about Mashiach, but they say Mashiach ben Yosef, right?
Yeah, they do.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, now watch John saying this is about Messiah and Jesus fulfilled it. Watch. Same verse. Now we're going to go here. Okay. John 19, 30 to 37. Watch. So why do the rabbis then say the New Testament's making things up? How are we making it up? Your rabbi said, yeah, this passage is about Messiah. And John said, yep, and Jesus is a Messiah. And when he was pierced on the cross, he fulfilled it. The quote here. Therefore, when Jesus had received the sour wine, he said, it is finished. And bowing his head, he gave up his spirit. Then the Jews, because it was a day of preparation, so that the bodies would not remain on the cross on the Sabbath, for that Sabbath was a high day, asked Pilate that their legs might be broken and that they might be taken away. So the soldiers came, broke the legs of the first man and of the other who was crucified with him. But coming to Jesus, when they saw that he was already dead, they did not break his legs. But one of the soldiers pierced his side, pierced Jesus' side with a spear. Dakur, there's that word. And immediately blood and water came out. And he who has seen has borne witness. And his witness is true, saying, see, I'm an eyewitness. I was there. I'm writing as an eyewitness. And he knows that he's telling the truth, so that you also may believe. For these things came to pass in order that the scripture might be fulfilled. Not a bone of him shall be broken. And notice here. And again, another scripture, they shall look on him whom they pierced. That's Zechariah 12:10. So why is it when the Christian quotes Zechariah 12:10 saying, see, when Jesus was killed on the cross and pierced, he fulfilled Zechariah 12:10. No, baloney, Messiah's not killed. But then that's what the rabbi said. They agreed with us. They agreed with John, the Jew, that Zechariah 12:10 is about Messiah.
I see.
Right here.
But what if like Rashi is just wrong? Like,
but he said the sages, not him. Sages plural. They're all wrong. Then who got it right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what happens when we follow people like anti-Christian rabbis, Tovia Singer. They don't tell you these facts. They only try to show we're wrong, but then we go and read their sources. But wait, hold on, Tovia. You told me nowhere in the Old Testament, Hebrew scriptures, Tanakh, there's a Messiah will be killed. What about Zechariah 12:10? The Talmud, your rabbis say, this is Messiah, son of Joseph, who's killed. So that means we're right. There is a Messiah will be killed. But you're denying it's Jesus. Then who is it?
I don't know.
Exactly. They're not going to tell you, buddy. But I'll give you some resources from Jews who believe in Jesus, who study Rabbinic Judaism, and we'll show you all this, like Michael Brown. But here, I'm going to give you another one. This one is an interesting one, because this is the one we use to show that Mashiach, Messiah, is divine. He's more than a human. It's Daniel again. Watch here.
Yeah, because I was told like that, the Messiah is not God. So
Okay, well, let's see if that's true. Here you go. I'm going to show you something here. Daniel 7:13 and 14. This is one we use. It says, I saw in the visions of the night, behold, with the clouds of the heaven, one like a man. It's actually Bar Inasha. Bar Inash in Aramaic. Bar Inash. We say Bar Nasha. Coming, clouds of heaven coming, and he came up to the Ancient of Days and was brought before him. Okay, now, read the Aramaic. This is Aramaic, actually. Daniel's in Aramaic here. Read it for us.
Chazeh, Hayot, Chazui. I'm sorry,
It's okay. Just work through it, because you're going to see it's not man, it's son of man. Bar Inash. Bar Inasha.
Varu im ananei shmiya kvar anash.
See, Bar Anash.
It doesn't say
Bar.
Kebar.
Kebar means like.
Kebar.
Ke means like.
Yeah, like
But Bar Inash, Bar Nasha in modern Assyrian, Bar Inash means son of Inash, son of man. Ke Bar means like a son of man.
Yeah.
So literally it's son of man, right?
Yeah.
But what will all the nations do for him?
Atahu ve'ed atik yomiyam mata ve'kedmohi hakobahi.
Okay, now read 14. I'm sorry, I was supposed to show you. I'm stupid. Anyway, because it's this one here. And he gave him, the Ancient of Days gave him dominion and glory in the kingdom, and all peoples, nations shall serve him. Now notice this son of man, ke barinash, one like a son of man. Barinash means son of man. His dominion is an eternal dominion, which will not be removed, and his kingdom one which will not be destroyed. Now notice, he rules forever over all peoples, but they will serve him. Now what's the Aramaic for serve? I'm sorry, this was the verse.
ולה יואב שלטן ויקר במלכו, וכל עממיה ומיה, ולשנאה לה יפלחון שלטן עולם. Oh, so he's the ruler of the world, or
yeah, and all peoples will serve him. It says nations will serve him. What's that word if you can see it? Because say it and I'll tell you.
די לא יעדיו מלכותה די לא תתחבל. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it should be in Aramaic. It comes from pilach. Yipelechun.
Oh, yifalchun, yeah.
Yeah, yipelchun. Yipelchun from pilach. Yipelchun. They will all yipelchun serve him, right?
Yeah, serve or praise or.
Okay, but this word yipelchun is used in Daniel for the service given only to God.
Really?
Oh yeah, here. Daniel 7:27, buddy. But I'm going to show you who he is. Okay. And the kingdom and the dominion and the greatness of the kingdoms under all the heavens will be given to the people only once. Its kingdoms is a perpetual kingdom, and all dominions will serve and obey. Well, holy ones. Okay. Now here, the word is Elyonin. It will be given to the Most High. Elyonin. Elyonin is the Most High. You'll see, and one will be given to him, right?
תחות כל שמיעה יהבת לעם קדישי עליונין מלכות עולם וכל שלטניה לה יפלחון וישתמעון. Yeah.
Elyonin, that's the high, that's God. How do I know? Elyonin is God because he's mentioned here in Daniel 7:25. The Most High. The Elyonin, the high ones, holy ones, it's actually the Most High. That's him. So they give Yipelchun to the Most High, right? Because the Most High is the highest ones, plural.
Yeah, and to the Son of Man.
Oh, Son of Man gets Yipelchun, right?
Yeah, also him.
But now notice who the Son of Man is. Look, watch. Now watch Rashi. Look what he's going to say. Here, you're going to read it. This is a Chabad. This is not Christian. Who is one like a man?
The Messiah.
Wow. So he agrees with the Christians. This is Messiah. Look what he says here. Read it for us.
Well, yeah, it says the person who's being spoken here is the King Messiah.
So Rashi says the Son of Man who rides the clouds and is worshipped forever is King Messiah. And now, who could Jesus claim to be? This is Jesus when the high priest wanted to accuse him of blasphemy. Look what he says. Mark 14:61-62. This is Jesus. Look what he says. They accuse him of blasphemy. All right. Watch here. But he kept silent and did not answer. Again, the high priest was questioning him and said to him, "Are you the Christ, the Son of the Blessed One?" And Jesus said, "I am, and you shall see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of the power and coming with the clouds of heaven." So Jesus says, "I'm the Messiah, that Son of Man that rides the clouds of heaven, and I sit at the right hand of the power." So why are Christians accused of lying that Daniel 7:13-14 is about Messiah, when Jesus claimed to be Messiah, was that Son of Man, when the rabbis admit that Daniel 7 is about the Messiah?
I don't know.
Exactly. That's not what they're going to tell you, my friend. They're not going to tell you that, right?
No, they said that it can't be Jesus. I don't know.
Okay, well, let's say, we'll put that aside. Is Daniel 7 about Messiah? Yes.
Yes.
But this Messiah rides the clouds of heaven. If he's only human, how does he ride the clouds of heaven? Because that's what God does. Hashem does in the Old Testament. He rides the clouds of heaven. I'll show you that. And if he's only human, why is he served forever like the Most High?
Well, he's divine then, but
Oh, you got it. So then why is Jesus condemned for blasphemy, or Christians accused of lying for saying that Son of Man that Daniel saw, he's more than a man, he's divine, he rides the clouds of heaven, he rules forever, he's worshipped, and Jesus claimed to be that Son of Man? Can I give you one final one?
yeah, sure.
Okay, where will Messiah, Mashiach, come from? Watch here. This is Rashi again. And then I'm going to give you my Skype. You contact me if you want to do a session, you and me, and I'll go through all the rabbis, all the verses showing you the Trinity from the Hebrew Bible. Not New Testament, Hebrew Bible, Tanakh.
Tanakh, yeah.
But let me show you this. Okay, for Naviim.
I
Okay.
know that the Messiah is supposed to be from the Holy Land, from Israel.
Well, notice where, though. Watch here. Oh, here, again, Rashi. It's not me, so don't people say, oh, you're lying, Sam. Shut your pie hole. Okay. Okay, here. And you, Bethlehem, Ephrathah, you should have been the lowest of the clans of Judah for me. He shall emerge for me to be a ruler over Israel, and his origin is from old, from days of yore. So notice, this one, he's ancient, he's old, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, but who is this? From you shall emerge for me who?
The Messiah, son of David.
Where is he going to come from?
Shall emerge from me from
Bethlehem, Ephrathah.
Yeah.
Okay, but how old is he? This ruler is from where? Read it. How old is he?
Mikadem Yamei Olam. So he's from very old.
Wait, Adam Olam means he's from the beginning, from eternity, right?
Yeah, from eternity.
But wait, how can a human being be from eternity, from Olam?
And this speaks about the Messiah?
Yeah, right here. What did Rashi say? Oh, read it.
Yeah, it does.
And here, what does he say here? Read it.
Mashiach ben David v'kaha
Oh, Mashiach ben David.
David.
And he says, look, his origins from old. Before the sun, his name is Yinon, meaning Mashiach was named even before the sun. He's known as Yinon.
Yeah, that's enough.
But how can Mashiach be a mere man if he's from Qadim, from Me'olam, from eternity? And where he'll come from? Bethlehem, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's see where Jesus was born. There you go. So when they say, oh, no, you're making... What?
I thought he's from Nazareth.
No. He was raised in Nazareth. Where was he born? You can be born in Israel and raised in America, right?
Yeah.
So you're born in Israel and you're raised in Sweden. We're not talking about where you're raised, where you're born. Look where Jesus was born. Now, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, he's born exactly where the prophet said Mashiach would come. In the days of Herod the king, Matthew 2:1-6, behold, Magi from the east arrived in Jerusalem, saying, where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we saw his star in the east and have come to worship him. And when Herod the king heard this, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And gathering together all the chief priests and scribes of the people, he was inquiring of them where the Christ was to be born. Mashiach. Christ is from Greek. Christos, in Hebrew, Mashiach. But Greek, it's Christos. And they said to him, in Bethlehem, Judea. Now notice what they quote. For this was been written by the prophet. And you, Bethlehem, land of Judah. They just quoted Micah. Same prophecy we just read. And by no means, least among the leaders of Judah, for out of you shall come forth a leader who will shepherd my people Israel. Notice the Jews at Jesus' time believed that Micah 5:2 tells us where Messiah would be born. And Jesus was born in Bethlehem. And the rabbis agree. Micah 5 tells us where Messiah would come. Here it is. Chabad.org, Rashi's commentary. And you, Bethlehem Ephrathah, who's coming? Messiah, son of David. So Jesus is born exactly where the prophet said Messiah would come, Bethlehem. And yet the prophet said this Messiah is not just human because he comes from Olam. Qadim Ma'olam. He's ancient. That's exactly what we can say about Jesus. Isn't that exactly what we say about Jesus?
Yeah, you do.
That he's the divine son who comes from eternity to become man. So why are the rabbis saying baloney? The Tanakh doesn't teach it. I just gave you the rabbis. I didn't give you Christians.
Yeah, no, I guess.
So here's what I'm going to give you to watch now. RealMessiah.com. Michael Brown is a Jewish believer in Jesus. He wrote 5 books called Answering Jewish Objections to Jesus, and he's debated rabbis. They're all online. This is the website. He answers rabbinic objections, and he also gives you the proof from the Tanakh and rabbinic Judaism, what and who the Messiah is and will do, and proving Jesus the Messiah. Just send it to you in private chat. You see it?
Yeah, I opened it.
But I'm going to give you another one on YouTube. This is one of the best. In fact, I think it is the best. One for Israel. These are all Israeli Jews and Jews who are all believers in Jesus, and they all have responses to the rabbis and testimony after testimony of Jews who become followers of Jesus. This is one of the best. Rabbis, Jews, ultra-Orthodox, secular, it's all there. And their responses to the rabbis. Okay, so I just sent you private, right?
Yeah, I see their YouTube channel.
Okay, you see it right there? And they got testimonies of Jews who became followers of Jesus and their responses to the rabbis. See? These are all Jews. Jews who came to believe in Jesus. And they're Israeli Jews. Look at all the testimony. And refuting the rabbis, showing that the prophecies are about Messiah and Jesus fulfilled them. Here, betray my people. Look, these are testimonies of Jews who became followers of Jesus and how the Jews consider them betrayers. Here you go. Buddy, hundreds of thousands of Jews are reading the Tanakh and seeing Jesus is the only Messiah, only hope of salvation.